pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Entertain a motion to accept the printed minutes of the February meeting. Is there support? Support. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carried. Public comment?
Is there somewhere I need to go, or just right here?
Anywhere.
My name is Amy Thomas. I'm the 911 director here in Montcalm County. I just want to take a few minutes to let you know that in May 2nd, we have a surcharge election that's going to be on the ballot. If you don't know what that is, our dispatch center is surcharge funded, and 100% of these funds go to our local center. We are governed by the state as far as how we can use them and things like that. We have been very fiscally responsible. If anybody has any questions about our 911 center, I'm willing to answer anything that you have. Without this surcharge getting approved, this is 90% of our funding. We currently collect $285, and that is per device. It is not a tax. It is something that goes on your phone bill. So you're currently paying $285. 100% of those funds come to our local center, and that is how we fund all of our technology, our equipment, our employees. We are asking for a renewal of the $285 and a 15-cent increase, which would be $3. And what that means for you is, in a year, that would cost you an extra $1.80 for the entire year to fund our 911 center. So I appreciate your time. I will leave some information and some cards, and I'm open for questions.
Anybody have any questions on? Any other comment?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jessica Quakel, Cato Township. This was the Daily News, February 11th. The Daily News asked Kelsey via Freedom of Information Act who reported the Quakos for blight. According to Kelsey, it was Cato Township Board Trustee Jordan Lindsay. When contacted for comment by Daily News, Lindsay denied that it was him. I don't remember ever telling Dave Kelsey anything about it, Lindsay said. I don't think I did. I don't ever remember turning them in. If I was turning them in, I'd have to turn in half of Cato Township. I do talk to Dave about blight, but I don't go around turning people in for blight. Kelsey said Lindsay didn't submit a written complaint, but he did verbally report the Quakos for blight. It is what it is, Kelsey told the Daily News in response to Lindsay's denial. I'm not going to make anything up or lie about anything. Guess I'm a little confused. I'm looking for some clarification here. Because I was twice, is that correct? Twice you reported us?
No, the second
No.
time I have to stay with it. You know, the board, everybody's, like on Cutler Road, somebody reported that to me. That was on the board, which is bad. And now there's a lawyer involved and all. I don't know, different.
So was there only one report then?
For,
From our property?
yeah,
From me?
once it's reported, I have to pursue it. That's my
Yeah.
job, if
And
nothing's done.
you're still stating that it was Jordan who reported us, correct?
Yeah, along other ones too, like, I think, well, I don't know about if you reported it Cutler Road.
I might have asked you to drive by there,
Yeah,
because I was out, there was also the one on Newburgh. And I'd had a
Yeah.
complaint about, yours on, gravel ridge. Or,
not gravel, the one.
no,
this side.
that's Newburgh too. I'd had a complaint, I drove by, both of those, because
So are you stating that the complaint came from you then?
I just asked, I had a complaint, and I asked Dave to drive by.
I get that a lot for different townships.
And
Or
do they
different,
typically report in
ad-
or do they typically result in hundreds of dollars in fines and?
Well, the last one I took to court a few weeks ago cost him $1,000.
Okay, so if I was to do the FOIA, just as Elizabeth did, what information would I receive back? Because at this point, she said that the only information she received from you was a call back expressing that that Jordan Lindsay was the one who verbally reported us.
On that one, particular one, yes, and
Yes.
amongst,
So it was also, you also reported us for that then? I guess I'm a little confused. So both of you then reported us for,
I don't know.
I said no.
okay, so
I,
Dave,
I,
was
I
it
got
Jordan
no
then?
idea.
I don't remember
Because you
that,
told
I
the
didn't
Daily
fill out
News
any
that it was
paperwork or
Jordan.
anything, so.
yeah, he didn't fill out any paperwork, it was
Okay.
verbal.
But you told the Daily News that it was Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Okay.
This is a public comment, we're not necessarily obligated to get into a discussion, so.
Yeah.
Any other comments?
I would make a comment that if you're gonna charge someone $1,000, that why wouldn't you require something in writing? I mean, you need a paper trail, that's
Well, the
almost seems
$1,000
intentional.
is, it's gone on for 6 months and there is a paper trail on that, it's not in this township, but, and it's not up to me to find, it's up to the judge, I don't have nothing to do with
I
it.
know, but how do you start a $1,000 fine and
Didn't
put it in
start.
jail without nothing in writing?
It's,
That's
they
a
plead
lot of
guilty,
power.
they're guilty, I mean.
That's a lot of power.
Yeah,
That's kind of
It is for
sounds
the-
like a Washington deal to me.
yeah, the judge does have the power to do that.
Not the judge, you guys are the ones that implemented it.
I didn't, I'm doing my job, if you want me to ignore all the blight.
No,
I'll
I think
gladly
you
do
should
it.
follow the blight, but you ought to have a policy in place that if I'm making a complaint, I should have to fill out some paperwork and submit it to a committee that decides, well, this is a problem. This sounds like a shotgun against the wall, and see what sticks.
You guys want to make one more process, I'll put it on you guys, and you guys decide if it's a blight.
It wasn't, to be $1,000, it wasn't just one time to the judge.
No, there's like 5 times for that other
That was
one.
two $500 fines.
We're
The
talking
first one
about
was
us.
500.
You guys,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what they charge you, I don't have nothing to do with that part of it. I mean, it's up to the magistrate.
With no paperwork.
So I'm gonna piggyback off him. How are you expecting these guys to pay when there's no paper trail? There's nobody's signature on a paper, there's no formal complaint. He just went on a verbal one. Is that how you do
I
it?
saw it too, though.
Right, but if there's a complaint, don't you have to do a written complaint? You have to have somebody's signature on it?
No. Not by.
That's
They, in the past,
kind of shady.
well, back, I bet you about 14 years ago, it started where, we started wanting, not me, but the township, not this township, they wanted to have people call in the complaint and sign a paper because it was going to the point where, one neighbor was mad at another neighbor and it was going back and forth like every day. And so they verbally said that, from now on, they have to have a written complaint. That was home township.
I think
But now
that's
it's not in the book anywhere. where it
that's
says
something
you have
that
to
should
have a written
definitely be
complaint. Maybe it
implemented.
should be changed.
Because otherwise, poor Dave looks like, oh, he remembers it being Jordan. Well, we're not 100% certain that it's Jordan. It could have been Larry. It could have been anybody. We don't know.
Yep.
So now Elizabeth is reporting on him, and it may not even be him. Because, I'm sorry, I have some memory issues too with the craziness of the world. You know, it's asinine to not have a paper trail. Because then it falls on whoever. It could be anybody's getting thrown under the bus, and these poor guys are having to pay $1,000.
The planning commission, it should be, suggested for them to add that to the zoning book. You know, I can't.
Right. I'm not saying that's on you, Dave.
Well,
I'm not
if
saying it's on
not
you.
Written down, and I'm not.
That's what I was just gonna say, I think John Beardsley was still the chairman, and that's what it was all hearsay, so I thought there was a paper that we implemented when Jordan was still on, there was fill us out for a complaint, then we have a paper trail, but one day I don't bring my book.
Yeah, I think we adopted that.
That's what I thought we adopted.
I'd like to chew on color.
But I
there was never a paper trail with that. The two with the fence, 8-foot fence in Honeymoon Heights, there was never anything on that. Almost every one of them, I don't remember ever receiving a written complaint.
I mean, I work in healthcare. If it's not documented, it doesn't exist.
Have been, if it's public.
But that's something, it's something that the planning board ought to discuss. You know, bring it back if it's been overlooked. Any other comment?
So this whole thing was just hearsay? Came from you to him and from you to him and him to whoever? None of this was documented, none of this is written down. And when you take it to the magistrate, does he just take your word for it? You don't have any
He goes
written?
by what's in the zoning book. There's nothing in our book that I know of. You said it's in
I
our
wanna
book
see
somewhere?
the $1,000 that they paid for their fine. Who got that money?
The county.
You have a receipt
We
for
don't
that?
get it. I
Did
think
the
it
county
goes to
give
the
you a
library.
receipt for that?
I,
Did the county give you a receipt for that?
no. We don't get it. It goes to the library.
I'm not saying that you, but you're the ones that wanted the $500 fine.
All we want is the people to clean up their property.
But they couldn't even tell them what was wrong with it.
I'm not gonna talk anymore.
Well,
This is your you make your comments, and we're gonna move on. Go ahead.
I don't wanna talk about this any more than what I guess we should be, but just to clear up a couple things, you know, it was two $500 fines. We paid the first $500 fine, and then we complied for the second. David was very, worked great with us. I don't wanna be trying to throw Dave under the bus, because I think he's stuck as a middleman. There are other townships that have very specific, you know, fineage to these type of situations, so you don't run into, our big problem was, and I'm sure it's the magistrate, or that's at the county level here, why people who there's been an ongoing issue, they get a $75 fine for their, you know, 4th, 5th violation, and our first was a $500 fine. And where the money goes, I'd assume Pat can answer that. I'm not sure where it goes, but it doesn't go to the township, you know, it's not going to Dave. In defense of there not being somebody on it, we were breaking the zoning, but we live in a community, you know, we have neighbors that break the zoning, and they know we're breaking the zoning, but we get along with the neighbors, so you don't, have those issues. If Dave is going around being, you know, the stickler to zoning everywhere, that's gonna be a significant workload. Not to mention, he's gonna look at, well, while he's finding these people, is Dave just targeting them? Well, that's the value of there being yeah, whether it's on
Somebody
paper
was
or a
actually
name.
reporting them.
I don't understand how, this, especially if you had nothing to do with it, that ain't right for you, but we're, I don't know where the confusion is on that. And the only reason I really say anything is David did mention that, because other people have been complaining about us, but they're not willing to put their name to the complaint.
I remember
Which probably, you know, just digging us a deeper hole here, but
you said that you needed a paper trail. You had to have somebody on the paper before you could
I have-
actually
yeah.
pursue it.
I think it'd be good to have a paper trail, but I'm trying to look now where you said that it's in our book.
Yeah, I can't remember when we did it, but you remember that?
That's what I said, I think John was still a chairman.
It says I had to have a written complaint.
We had a form, actually.
Oh,
It's a
well,
form
there's a
to fill out.
form, yeah,
Yeah.
but it doesn't say in the book where you have to.
I don't know if it says you have to have a written complaint, that I don't know, I know we had a form that needed to be filled out.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I just have a brief comment about it. It just seems to me as active and as effective and helpful as the Quakos have been in our wind turbine and solar issues, that they may have been targeted by some of the people that were complaining without identifying themselves for that. Victims in a way. Because there are a lot of people that are, offending the blight, I just wanted to say that.
Moving on, and, we have the bills.
The Verizon phone bill, $154.56. Consumers Energy, $28.81, $165.50, and $8.43. Cass Air Point Broadband, $75.24. ETE, $182. Brian Buchalt, $675. The clerk and treasurer rentals, $150 each. Payroll taxes, $1,570.46. The board wages, $3,208.93. Deb Rashid, $1,203.52. Heidi Gartley, $932.52. Dave Kelsey, $484.84. Montcalm County Drains, $7,239.35. The Village of Lakeview for trail engineering, $620, came out of ARPA funds. U-line paper, $263.34. Alicia Bigler for Board of Review training, $46.50. The Village of Lakeview for the water, $45.87. KCI for assessor postage, $545.68. Montcalm MTA, $25. Zoom, $158.89. Election postage, $315 2 times. Blinds, $231.48. Supplies, $142.88, for a total of $18,938.80.
How was that total again?
18,938.80.
Thank you.
Motion to accept the treasurer's, report and pay the bills. Support?
Support.
Discussion?
I have one question, the Lakeview Trail Engineering, is there any more information on that? Do you know, Jordan?
Still going through some design, as far as I know, we got a bill on that, I'd have to ask Todd.
We can't hear you.
I said that, I know that the engineer's been working on some stuff, we had a bill for the trail. I didn't see the bill, but I'm sure it's for engineering costs.
The, drain commission, was that, do you know, Amanda, if that was for at large, or was
Yes,
that
I think so.
large, the normal large? Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Treasurer's report.
There's gonna be a discrepancy in the amount of bills that she has compared to what I have, because she added 2 more bills on tonight, and I had already balanced, earlier. So the 45.87 for the village and the MTA $25, those will be on my bill spreadsheet next month, balance.
What was that last one? Sorry.
The MTA for the $25,
Okay, thank you.
and then the 45.87 for the village water and sewer. Our beginning balance was $416,331.48. We had an income of $102,264.19. The bills before those other two were $18,867.83. Our ending balance was $499,727.84. The fire district, our beginning balance was $1,923.86. We had an income of $60,769.06. We had our bill, for the semi-annual payment for $44,849. Our ending balance is $17,843.92. Honeymoon Heights, our beginning balance was $1,816.53. We have an income of $4,044.75. Our ending balance is $5,861.28. Our CDs, beginning and ending balance remain the same at $107,564.04.
Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report? Or support?
Support?
Motion.
I'll support his motion.
Discussion? Have you settled with the county yet, or
This week.
this week?
Yep, and got all my mail done, everything's in, I just have to physically do that, and my day off this week is Thursday.
Any questions of Joyce? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
6199 Bass Beach Drive, that was a variance, went to the ZBA and it was approved. And there's, that was for the side yard setbacks. Then at 11396 Hickory, it was denied, that's for a pole barn and the, let's see, the height of it and the side yard setback was denied, and he did apply for a variance request on that, which I just turned it in, so it'll be a little while before that. And, you know, there's, 3 blight violations now. I'm kind of at a, nothing was written down, should I just let the blight go, forget it? One's got a lawyer involved in it now, but we're not paying for the lawyer, just,
Well, there's been tickets.
I don't, I'm
I
kind
don't
of,
think you can. I think we're talking about,
to keep pursuing it then,
to
okay,
pursue it, yeah.
okay. That's about it.
Any questions of Dave? Our zoning,
No, we have a meeting on Wednesday.
Wednesday, okay. New business? Anybody have any? We don't have any. When Todd left, we didn't have. Road update?
Road update, you all have your packets right there, with the requested pricing, for review. Just remember that, the county, or the road commission is matching $50,000, giving us $50,000 for every month, for 1 mile of paved road. And then if we do a mile of gravel road, they'll match 1 mile as well. And we have done the spray brush in the past, and they're gonna match 1 mile as well on that. And we are going to have 4 miles of our, lines painted as well with that. They're gonna pick those. So, if you reviewed any of these and you have any questions, or you see anything you don't like, let me know.
When do we have to have these contracts in?
He said by the end of April. They just got to do
Well,
us,
actually, we review.
or beginning of April.
Yeah, we gotta vote in,
We gotta vote
vote next month.
next month, excuse me.
Okay. Well, we got to, I think there's 60-some thousand of the, government funds that are available, and then we need to, spend, bring that, balance down, so.
Roughly, we have, $60,000 in budgeted road work and $60,000 in ARPA funds.
But, we need to take advantage of the county's,
Yeah, I mean, in looking at that, obviously, you know, that's the 50,000 is a big chunk of change, and also, if you haven't looked, the matching of 1 mile of road, roughly 1 mile road is or for gravel, is $18,263. So they would match that as well, so there's, you know, $18,000 there.
but that would be, actually ending up with 2 miles of gravel.
2 miles of gravel for the price of 1,
For 18,000.
yes. And we do have, the normal pricing for or normal requested pricing in there for Brian. Look at that one.
I heard,
Yep.
It came up at the fire board meeting that through Hinton Township that, we weren't gonna be able to only put 1,000 gallon on. Do you know anything about that?
At a time or all year?
I don't know.
Because that's what we've been doing is 1,000 gallons at a time.
The last couple of years, yeah. Yeah.
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, have you heard anything about them limiting,
No, I have not heard anything. So maybe it is on, you know, well, obviously we'll find out from, I'll call Mark too.
yeah, well, like you say, it's all we have been putting on, but I didn't, I guess I didn't ask whether it could be over
This price includes 1,000 gallons by times three applications.
like we have been doing.
Yes.
We've gotten away with that, the last last couple of years,
It's worked.
it has worked, I'm surprised, but, the problem is, where you live, where the ground's heavier, 1,000 gallon is fine, on the sandier ground, it isn't enough.
More than enough they do when it's raining.
Yeah. But anyway,
So just looking quickly at my books, we had chloride 2, chloride 3, and they were both 86, 73, 60. So, I mean, we paid the other one in the year before, so I can go dig for it if you
No,
want
that's
to.
about right, we say. So that cost per day hasn't changed, cause they've got a quote here for $23,383 for the application.
Let's do that times 3 is $26,020 for 3 at 86.
So that's pretty close.
Basically, we got about 100 if we do that, roughly.
I wanna verify with Todd that, the brine is not included in that 60, because the brine is a line item on our budget,
We could still have 120 then.
yes.
I think we ought to, just my opinion, I think we ought to spend more than that,
More than one.
more than $100,000. We got, well, you take out that 100, so that, but that still leaves us almost 300,000 there.
Yeah. Yeah, and we need a breakdown on that, cause that includes the 50,000 that's earmarked for the trail, correct?
Right,
So that's gotta come off.
that's gotta come out too. Cause that's included in what we got from the county, that 50,000 we got from the county.
Right.
I thought that had been moved, I didn't think we had that, but I think you're right, that is.
I don't know if it's been moved or not.
What about all like the turkey trail or Jenny's? Is that gonna happen at all, Jenny, do you know? For repaving? You know,
Okay.
we promised 40 last year, do we know any more on that, Jordan, if they're gonna do it?
Oh, the, out at Birch Shore.
Yeah.
Oh, it isn't dead yet.
Okay, I didn't,
It's still out there. It still needs to be fixed. It still needs work on it. So,
we got 40 there with the comments, but we don't know when.
But that's, I mean, the ARPA funds that was way before that,
Yeah.
so we still got.
Okay.
Anything else to come before the meeting?
I just, yeah, I mean, I'd like to, have everybody review it, come up with some stuff, and by the next meeting, we can have the number of what our budget is.
So Jordan, on the one that's 110 for the finished Bale Road,
Yep.
is that with, what he's contributing to it? Or
No,
is
you
that
take, 50,000 off of that,
50,000 off the 110 then?
yes.
That, I mean, the only thinking I have with that is that would finish that part at about the same time, 1 year from when they did the rest of it, so when it goes bad again, it's all.
Oh, we definitely need to. And, we need to look at Tamarack too, I didn't really look at what roads are there.
So that's all I have. Any more questions?
Guess not. Like you say, we need to look them over and do what we think we should. If we don't have anything else, I'll open it back up to public comment.
Oh, I just wanna make a comment. As you can see, blinds came in, under budget and got put up with no extra cost, so. All good.
Great, great, good job.
And I've already had 3 renters comment on
got a text from Todd, but it was very, I could read it to you. Seems like he had a burn he saddled, but I got it. This is the sec here, Todd. And I did send back, what he said was, you were voted in as an alternate, if you decide to accept. And I text back, I said, Todd, yes, I accept, thank you. And that was it. And then I said, okay, Todd, so do you send me any information? Is there anything I need? What do I do? And he goes, you just show up at the next meeting. That was it. So I'm here. I have no information, what I'm supposed to do, is there a book, is there training, is there anything that lays out what the responsibilities are, who contacts me, if an alternate is needed, I have no idea.
We never know when these, variance hearings are going to be
Scheduled.
I guess I'm gonna ask Brandy, whether she wants to take care of this one.
Well, that was actually gonna be what my comment was. I see you had some training for the Board of Review member, which I realize that's required by law. But I knew that Ben has nothing. I had a little bit of an in because I'm already on the planning commission and I had a zoning book, but, you know, he's an alternate. So, you know, to say, just show up, you know, he's not getting paid to show up. You know, he needs to be called, if somebody can't make it. So I guess what I would ask this board is, I mean, do I have permission to make him a zoning book? And, obviously that's gonna be the board's cost. I'm not paying that out of my own pocket.
You know, if you've got an extra book, you read him, for him to at least look.
We would have to make him a book.
At least look at it, be able to look at it, but.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Almost every one of these are a little bit different, and they have to make a decision.
Right, he needs to be able to have something in front of him to read the